Okay, I'm here with Charlie the Mike, and this is Marshall, by the way. And my buddy Wes here is born and raised Mormon, and so we're going to talk to him about some things that he learned when he was younger. And the fullness of the everlasting gospel is something that the Mormon church uses a lot. That it's a phrase they like to use. And they like to quote Ezekiel 37, where you have the stick of Judah and the stick of Ephraim, and they like to apply that to two books. And so I'm going to ask Wes if he remembers any of that kind of stuff. Remember that?
A little bit in seminary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the stick of Judah and the stick of Ephraim. Stick of Judah is the Bible. Stick of Ephraim, Book of Mormon. Do you remember that at all?
Yes.
Okay. So, what did they tell you about that?
Oh, it's been a while since I've been
Fullness
there.
of everlasting gospel. Is that right?
I think it did refer to that.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you need the Bible and the Book of Mormon to have the fullness, and I've been told this by many missionaries, by lots of different people, that we have the fullness of everlasting gospel, and it's when you have the Bible and the Book of Mormon that completes each other, and it's the fullness of the everlasting gospel. If it's the fullness, then there's a logical problem in Mormonism, and that is, if I have everything I need in the gospel in the Bible and the Book of Mormon, if it's really full, it's not empty or part full or halfway full. If it's completely full, I think of a glass, and I remember my kids. My wife would pour a half a glass for all of our kids, and she'd pour me half a glass. I'm going, honey, I'm over 18. I can have a full glass. And she'd go, oh, yeah. So she'd pour it up, and I get a glass of milk. Well, my kids got older. And my wife still poured me just half a glass. She's used to kids pouring a half a glass. Well, I get the half a glass. I go, honey, I'm old enough I can have a full glass. I really can. It's okay, And she's going, oh, yeah. Well, my kids go, Dad, you want a full glass? Yeah. Okay. You know what happens next, right? They get the pitcher, and they're going like this, and a little bit more, and then they stop. Okay, Dad, full glass, right? The word here is meniscus, okay? That's the scientific word, surface tension of milk, not water. And so you get the glass with the little, meniscus going on like that, right? So the first time I went to take a drink, guess what happened? My lips touched the meniscus, milk on the table. Daddy spilt the milk. Daddy spilt the milk. Oh, yeah, that happened. Yeah, you can't make these stories up. That happened. So, okay, second time, guess what Daddy did? He grinned, and he goes, and he gets close and sucks the meniscus off, and then drinks the milk. You know how many times he did it after that? Never did it again. Dad figured it out. Dad doesn't like to lose. Remember? Daddy doesn't like to lose, right? So it's like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what full is. You can't put one more drop. The fullness of the everlasting gospel. You can't add any more things to the gospel. Not one more drop. Not one more word. Not one more jot or tittle is in the Greek, in the Hebrew, I mean. You can't add anything more to it. What does that mean? It's kind of killer for the Mormon church. It's really a death blow because we have the Doctrine and Covenants, the Pearl of Great Price. We have the words of the modern day prophet as he speaks in conference, and we have the whole temple ceremony that is not part of the fullness of the everlasting gospel. If Ezekiel 37 is really talking about the Book of Mormon and the Bible, if it's really, truly talking about that, and not two kingdoms, northern kingdom and southern kingdoms, like it says on down, if you read the whole chapter of Ezekiel 37, it tells you what it means. The Bible tells you its own interpretation in Ezekiel 37. Go read it and check it out. It's talking about two kingdoms, and it tells you two kingdoms, not two books. Besides, the Bible wasn't a book. It was a bunch of scrolls. They didn't have the word book. Okay, so scrolls, bunches of scrolls, they weren't put together in books till way after the apostles died. So Ezekiel 37 had no idea about two books. It was two sticks. And they represented kingdoms. Hello? Wrong answer to come up with two books putting together as the fullness of the everlasting gospel, not knowing that you're going to come up with Doctrine and Covenants and Pearl of Great Price later on, and maybe the words of modern day, and maybe even the temple ceremony as part of the gospel. If it's not a part of the gospel, Mormons, you don't need it. It's not part of the gospel. Or if it's part of the gospel, you don't have the fullness with the Bible and the Book of Mormon, and Ezekiel 37 is a false prophecy. The way it goes. Now, where am I wrong on this one, Wes?
I don't think you're wrong.
Interesting. Haven't found a Mormon yet that can tell me where I'm wrong. Either Ezekiel 37 is true, and it's the Bible and the Book of Mormon, forget all the other stuff. Or it's false because it's not the Bible and the Book of Mormon, you got all the other stuff, and it's not true. So the Mormon church is teaching you a false supposed prophecy in Ezekiel 37. Hello, wake up, smell the roses. You might be in the wrong church. You might have leaders in the Mormon church teaching you false doctrine that you can even just wake up and think about it. I mean, hello, think about it. God created you with a mind to think. I don't know how dumb you are or how smart you are. I don't care if you're PhD. I don't care if you haven't graduated the second grade. You probably could figure this one out. 2 plus 2 is not 12. Doesn't work that way. I was a math major. I got that in first grade. Okay, so I mean, I think if you've been past first grade, you could figure this out. This is not tough. So figure it out. So when I get done with these talks with Mormons, I call it a witness that's absolute. Really? Tell me where I'm wrong. Go ahead, tell me where I'm wrong. Is it 2 sticks, or is it 6 sticks, or is it 5 sticks, or is it 1 stick? What is it? If it's 5 sticks, you got the wrong prophecy because Ezekiel only has 2. Are we awake yet? Think about it. Go back to math. Get your calculator out. 2 plus 2, carry the 5, that kind of thing. It's easy. It's not too tough. No division here. It's adding, not even multiplication. Adding 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1. How many sticks you got? Okay, I think I won another one. I don't know. I don't like to lose. I don't know. If you like to lose, you could come talk to me. All right. So, a witness that's absolute. This is a really easy one. It's real simple. You can think about this. Any of you can witness to a Mormon today about the 2 sticks. Ezekiel 37 should go away, just like the book of Abraham should go away. All right. Say goodbye to Charlie. Bye, Charlie.